Just a few questions as we wrap up. On that chart again, I would like to see a definition of rebates and allowances. I'd like to see a definition for each of those numbers. Right out, for instance, cost of goods sold. What do you include and not include in that number?
That's everything that we're paying to our partner for the cost of goods sold.
So that's it? That's all? What else is in the cost of goods sold?
Because we have a partner on the product.
Yes.
So we pay a price to.
Do you buy it as a finished product?
Yes.
So you don't manufacture it?
No, we're partnered on the product.
And so you pay them $69
per 2-pack.
Per 2-pack.
For 2 EpiPens.
For 2 EpiPens. So that's your turnkey price?
Yes.
When you call direct EpiPen auto-injector costs of $105, what is in that number?
So sales, marketing, the disease awareness, so everything that would be directed to EpiPen or around anaphylaxis awareness, all the access programs. So that would be all inclusive of everything directly related to EpiPen.
And the number for research and development, your fixed costs, your variable costs at your company, where does that number show up?
So that's not on here. These are just direct EpiPen-related costs. So I mean, if you look at the entire company, obviously that was the point I was trying to just say earlier, that this is looking at a product on a standalone basis versus saying it takes a company or human resources or other entities to sell the product. So this doesn't take any of that into consideration. This is just giving you an approximate profit on just from an EpiPen-related perspective.
And not to pick so much on your own personal compensation, none of that comes out of this number, these numbers. You want us to believe that your profit is less than $50.
If you took company allocation and all that in, yes.
I don't know who the investors of this company are, but man, I'm telling you, this is some fishy business because these things do not add up. We would expect a very professional presentation on your P&L, and these dumbed down versions here do not make sense without the definitions in here. It's just, it just feels like you're not being candid and honest with Congress, who's asking you for some very basic information. And your attorney's over there scrambling, all uncomfortable. But you know what? We just want some basic information. You dug this hole for yourself. You guys dug this hole for yourself. We asked for some simple basic information. Don't tell me that you're pulling all your R&D costs and all of your fixed expenses and all your facilities and all of that out of your profit line. Any responsible P&L would lay this out for us. You can make this thing go away by being honest and candid, and we just don't think you are. That's why we're in I don't know what number hour here, and we're asking you to provide more information. And don't come here and tell us that, you're doing the world a favor by increasing the price from $125 to over $600, and everybody else is making money but poor old Milan. It just doesn't smell right, doesn't pass the basic sniff test.
And Chairman, I don't think we said we weren't making money. I think all we were trying to set the record straight as to the dollar amounts that have been out there around the 608 price to show that what we actually receive is the 274 and to walk down that. And we will happily provide the definitions and that transparency to show you the $50.
And I just don't buy the idea that the majority of consumers are paying less than $50. I mean, that's what you're telling us.
Right, and that's what
Trust but verify, seeing is believing, the Milan way. Show it to us. Show it to us.
And that is what our data shows, and we will.
I know. Well, we haven't seen it, so I appreciate you providing that to us. I have two quick FDA questions here. Dr. Throckmorton, how many abbreviated new drug applications are pending before the FDA right now?
2,300 actions are currently before.
And how long is the average wait time for an approval of a generic drug?
I'd like to get that information and get it back to you as soon as I can.
Can you define what, in fairness, what I asked Ms. Brush, what's a reasonable time before we start raising the red flag here?
Can I?
10 days, is that?
10 days sounds like a common number, if that would be good enough for you.
That would be great. We would appreciate that, those two things.
Right.
Mr. Cummings.
Yeah, just briefly, Ms.